welcome back to your #1 stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay, how-to, and all that jazz. And today, we are here to, of course, to talk about the Evoleclipse. I, once again, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is, of course, the brand new 6-star weapon that will be coming in June with the new expansion for NGS. And, yeah, we have some questions as for, like, is the weapons actually going to be better than Relics? And, well, we got some answers, and also a lot more in-depth answers than I was originally expecting from Sega. So let's go ahead, let's jump into this, and let's discuss is the weapons actually going to be worth your time or not. So let's go ahead and start off here, of course, by talking about relic weapons as a whole here. Since we do have a breakdown of the percentages as far as the potentials, as well as what it is at part 50, thanks to Art Busy Phone. I will have a link in the description if you want to look at it yourself. But pretty much all the relic weapon breakdown as far as like base attack stuff, pretty much all the same here at part 50, being a max damage of 376. And then we have, of course, all potentials here, which as you can see is honestly not that bad. 17%. 18% got us some hit rate stuff as well as some HP when low, do XYZ stuff. And that is fantastic. But as far as our brand new weapons are concerned for already set, PSO official website did put out a breakdown of the new weapon types. There was also a little bit more here, such as the new trading system that coming into play here. Which will be a whole nother discussion as a whole, because I have some thoughts, especially since, yeah, we got a time limit here as far as when we can actually trade item to get our hands on it. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like this shop gonna hang around beyond about a month or so, but like I said, that's a whole nother discussion we can get into. But for this video, though, we are gonna be mainly discussing the weapons itself. So, as we start off here, we can always see the bait attack here is already almost as much as relic, not quite, but does have a attack of a 346. And then at part 50, we're gonna be jumping up to 471, which is roughly about 96 more damage output here. Before, of course, you start adding on like augments and whatnot. This is just base evolution, or I get leveling. And then, of course, we have our breakdown of our +4 to potential, or level 4 potential here for all the weapons. We have a potency of 22%, which in return, I get right there alone kind of makeup for the plus, what was that? I think it was 18% for potency, and then critical hit 15, and then critical, hit 10 when HP is low. So a little bit of a trade-off there, but personally, I think the 22% to potency is going to more or less make up for that. But also, we do have ourselves a PP recovery of 100% here. So for anyone that out there using your special moves or your proton stuff outside of like base attack, this is going to be fantastic. Could that mean hopefully we can do more and more higher ends attack without having to recover nearly as much PP recovery? I know certain weapons and augment can make it pretty much non-existent anyway, but it's good to see it just going to be there pretty much from default at a level 4. But the 100% of recovery to PP does have a little side note here, which is, of course, is only going to be for 20 seconds on a separate side step. And this will be, of course, on a cooldown of 10 seconds. So this is pretty much any time you do like a pulpit dodge, you will be getting it bonuses here. We will see if it does play into making PP non-existent, or is it still going to be heavily relying on still augments and weapon type to kind of, pick up the paces here. But with that being said, though, it is a nice little add-on here, but obviously the potency 22 is honestly where it's at for this. And from the way it seems here, it seems like the percentages and stats are mainly going to be for the drops that will happen out in the battlefield or in an origin quest, since we do have ourselves a little bit of a fixing that will be, of course, tied to the shop itself here. As you can see, we do have a couple of the, such as attack going up, and as you can tell, it pretty much just attack on pretty much all of the weapon for the most part with a level 1 for that. If you want to get any more extra damage, obviously the way to go here is going to be to trade in the new cards. With the Cavelas, I'm guessing that it's gonna take me a while to learn how to pronounce that. At position, a prep ticket. So as of now, you can go ahead and get them from doing limited time tasks. And of course, you're going to be able to get them for, I believe, up to roughly a little bit after the launch of it. I think we actually do have a time up here, lasting to the 7th of June. So we do have a little bit of time to get our hands on this. Just know after, of course, the expansion do come out, which, you know, seem to obviously be at that point June 8th, and when this is dropping. If you don't get it done before then, we will see if there's going to be a way to get your hands on the tickets outside of this. But once again, we will have to wait and see. So make sure to get that stuff done now, so you are prepared to obviously trade in for the better version of the weapons. So as you can tell, it does seem like as of now, well, it's all going to be the thing of the past moving into the new environment, which honestly is pretty affected if you think about it as far as, you know, getting a Weldy 6 weapon compared to a Weldy 5. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised it actually did much of a jump in power with, like I said, roughly around 100% more damage output without, you know, augments and all that jazz. So I'm actually kind of impressed with the new weapon type. We will see what the drop rate end up going to be beyond, of course, trading it to the shop, which, like I said, is on a time limit here. And then, of course, once that have a file, how impossible is it going to be to get this stuff? Since, as I think we all know, Relics are not exactly the most easiest thing to get. And any, you know, I'm still over here with absolutely no Relics any after hundreds of hours of grinding. But nonetheless, hopefully the new weapons will be way better as far as drop rate is concerned, but hopefully at the same time not nearly to the point of the market being flooded or your inventory being flooded. We will have to wait and see on that one, but nonetheless, I am pretty excited to see where it's going to go now. And honestly, seeing the stats on this actually made me feel better about not having a relic and not spending, you know, the time and effort fully to like get it up to mat level. So fantastic news. We will see what's going to happen with the relics. That fall, like, are they going to become easier to get? Are they still going to stay equally as hard? Maybe, who knows? Maybe they will start being handed out in, you know, like holiday events or something. I'm curious to see what they do with it, because as we've seen in bait PSO2, at least on the global side, with pretty much the version of relics that was in that with Nemesis weapon. And pretty much after a certain point, the Nemesis weapon was just available to buy from a shop. We will see if that becomes the case here with Relic. But once again, we will have to wait and see on that one. But overall, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the brand new 6-star Weldy weapons coming in here in early June. And of course, I will be covering in more information and breaking down the shop itself. Then there's a couple other little things in the shop too, and also I have some opinions about the shop. But we will call that bridge in another video. So if you don't want to miss that video, make sure you do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells below, and of course, come on over to my live stream. I do PSO2 every Wednesday here on YouTube and over on twitch.tv/TroyMaconn. So join me on that, as well as on Tuesday doing maintenance. Right now, we are checking out a PSO2 Blue Bolt. So if you want some nostalgicness or some place to hang out while waiting for the server to come back online, come on over to my live streams. And of course, if you want to support the channel beyond that, of course, you can go ahead and hit that wonderful membership below, or by coming on over to patreon.com/Maconn. And of course, by supporting me here on YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, and whatnot, I would like to give a giant shout out to everybody that's supporting me for the end of April. So I'm going to be updating the list by probably the next video. But thank you, everybody who popped in April. Thank you. And with that, I will see you all in the comments. Bye, everybody.
You'll have to excuse me.